So I'm literally at the gym now, busy training, and this is a typical example of carrying your medicine on with you. I've only learned this from making the mistake of forgetting it a few times. It's time to take my second pill for the day, and if I would have forgotten this, it would have also ruined my whole session. And yeah, I just started feeling a little bit fatigued now, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to take my second medicine on for the day. So remember to carry it with you at all times, just to prevent the rest of your day being ruined. It's very rare that a Chinese person approaches me to speak to me, but it usually happens when they're quite confident in their English. Today was one of those days. This guy came to me because he could speak quite well, and he was asking me like kind of what I'm doing and stuff because he saw me recording a bit, and it was nice having a good conversation with him. And I don't know exactly how it came up, but he was telling me he's struggling with a little bit of a issue to do with nerves, and it's affecting the left side of his face, and it's got something to do with his neck, and his lips are not moving properly and stuff. And then I was able to tell him how I could relate with the condition I have. So we had a very nice chat. And it was nice being able to kind of make each other feel a bit better. You know, sometimes it's nice just to have someone to relate to. But anyway, we had a good chat, and he's actually an engineer at Volkswagen. So yeah, there's a lot of people working for Volkswagen around here, and that's also why there's quite a few Germans in this city over here. So anyway, I forgot to mention that there's something else worth mentioning about what causes me to also feel not so good. I've noticed that if I have too much caffeine, it also causes me to get that jittery feeling in my eyelids, and also affecting my vision a little bit, but not like super double vision once again, but it will affect the movement of my eyes a little bit, especially my right eye. And I don't know if it's because caffeine can make you feel a little bit anxious if you had too much, or you know, you feel a little bit jittery. And I don't know if that kind of nervous feeling is what's causing it. I don't know the reason behind all of this, but from my experience, I know that too much caffeine is affecting my condition a little bit. And that's why using a drink like a pre-workout before gym, that's become like a big no-no for me, even though I enjoy using a pre-workout. So every now and then I'll risk it, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, I'll risk having a pre-workout to just enjoy training a little bit harder and enjoying my session a bit more. And sometimes it's okay, but sometimes I feel like, okay, that wasn't a good idea. So yeah, just watch your intake of caffeine. For me, I know that 2 cups of coffee a day is fine, but when I start taking 3 or 4, and which is what I used to have like 4 or 5 cups a day because I really enjoy coffee. Yeah, that's not ideal anymore. I think I need to get a drink. Look at this machine over here. So I'll put it like this so you can see this machine. I don't know if they have the same in many other countries such as South Africa, which is where I'm from. But here in China, this is very common. So you just scan the QR code over here. Then you give it permission to take money from your account like this. And you don't select a drink, even though the options are available here so you can see the prices. This is simply to show you the prices. But now the door unlocked, and without selecting anything on my phone, I can just take out anything. And this camera is like an AI camera, and it detects anything that you take from here. So as I take it out, it'll know what I took out. And when I close the door, it'll just automatically charge it from my phone. And now it's saying that it's locked, and then the money will be deducted from my bank account. So it's very convenient, and not so sure if this will work well in South Africa, or someone will just smash the window and take everything. But yeah, it's really convenient in China. And you'll even see like sometimes in the street, you'll find lots of these little fridges selling even food and stuff like that. So you'll be able to grab a bit of chicken or something cold on the way home, and you just quickly scan, take it out the fridge. And it's like doing grocery shopping in the street. So that's one cool thing around here. I'm gonna get a little bit into what it's like getting back into training and what I would recommend for anyone with this condition to get back into it. So let me tell you what happened to me a while ago. So as I've mentioned, I started experimenting with prednisone, and then I did get some success. And then after feeling just a little bit better, I was like, wow, I'm gonna go back to the gym. And it's not like I came back and I did hectic weights all of a sudden and pushed really hard I came back and I knew that I needed to take it easy. No running. I'm still not even running. Since being diagnosed, since last year even, I have not run again because I'm too scared that it might cause a relapse. But I really hope I can try and attempt that soon. But anyway, so after feeling a bit better, I came to the gym. I literally had one weight session where I just did a bit of a full body, upper body. And then the next day I swam. And then the day after that, so the second day was just like an active rest, gave my body some time to heal. And then the third day I came back and I did like a bit of a leg session. By the fourth day, I started feeling my eyes weren't feeling so good anymore. And by the way, when I say I've started feeling better so I could come to the gym, when I'm talking about success, I mainly judge that by my vision. I wasn't having double vision anymore, or not as bad, very, very slightly maybe at times. And it was hard to tell how my physique feels like. But anyway, I came to the gym, and in those 2 sessions that I have, I could feel that I was very uneven. Muscles weren't responding well. When I was doing a light leg press, my right leg would work better than my left leg. I'll talk a little bit more on that in a moment. But anyway, I was back because my vision was better. 4 days later, bam, massive relapse. It started with, like on the 4th day, started feeling like my vision wasn't so good anymore. It was definitely starting to see double a little bit more at times, and by the 5th day I had really bad double vision. Like for the next month, or let's say I think about 3 or 4 weeks, I had some of the worst double vision that I've ever had, like constantly, you know. So that sucked. I was back on the eye patch, back to no training at all, very demoralizing. And yeah, then eventually when I started feeling better again, I didn't come straight to the gym. I just allowed my body to heal even more. So when my double vision went away, I just was walking. If I wanted to do a little bit of exercise, I would just walk and join my wife for lunch, doing her lunch break at her work. And yeah, I'll just do any kind of walking for exercise. And I did that for a complete month. Came to the gym, barely did anything. Very, very light work, light weights, close to body weight stuff, you know. Took it very easy and got into it like that. 1 day on, 2 days off. 1 day on, 2 days off. And by this stage, I was still using prednisone a little bit. I think by this stage, I was trying to taper down on prednisone. And then, luckily my vision didn't relapse again, or my condition didn't relapse too badly. As my body was able to keep up with my training, I slowly but surely every week increased my activity or my output a little bit. And I was even able to get to the point where I'm not even using prednisone anymore, just the Azapress and the Mesinon. And this is week 7, I believe, week 7 or 8 of no relapse, and I'm able to push quite a bit harder, able to get quite a bit of strength back, but once again, came back very slowly but surely. But even now, I still feel quite a big imbalance in my movements, but it's not consistent, you know. Some days I feel really good, and some days I don't feel so good. Like today, I must say I'm having one of my better days. But other days I'll feel like much more weak, or one part of my body might feel a lot stronger than another part of my body. Anyway, let me just get a sit done here. Another thing is feeling muscle engagement has only in the last 2 weeks started improving a lot more, which I'm very grateful for. But compared to when I was still good without this condition, it's very, very hard to engage my muscles really well. So you can expect to feel that. But the good news is it does come back. It does come back for sure. You know, I'm putting a 20 on here on the chest supported rows. When I was just starting a couple of weeks ago, I was literally putting a 5 on and a 10. Now I'm able to put a 10 on top of a 20. So just know that if you take it really slow and you give it time and you give it and you're patient with it, you can get back into it. And the most important thing is not to overdo it too quickly. And even now, I'm allowing myself to rest a bit more. So I started with 1 day on, 2 days off, 1 day on. And considering before I got this condition, I was training at least 6 times a week. hybrid training, like weight training, running, swimming, circuit training, CrossFit style stuff as well. And now I wish I could still do that, of course, but I can't. But I'm going to focus on what I can do, and I'm going to be grateful on what I can do and what I'm able to do, and I'm going to do it as best as I can. So right now I'm just doing 4 sessions a week because I want to get, when I'm not training, I always lose most of my size in my legs first. So right now I'm doing Mondays and Thursdays, I'll be doing legs and shoulders. And then Tuesdays and Saturdays, I'm doing the rest of my body, being back, chest, and my arms. So yeah, 4 sessions a week, that's it for me for now. I want to start swimming a bit more. And like I said, honestly, I'm not too sure when I'm going to start running again because it's super hot. Maybe I can start running a bit on the treadmill. I've thought about that. But like I said, I just don't feel ready for that, and I'm not going to risk going into a relapse again. It's not worth it. You need to be patient with these things, and as much as you want to be in great shape, as much as you would love to exercise, I would definitely recommend taking it slow as possible, taking it easy, and you will get back into it. It's better getting back into it really slowly, but not getting to relapse, trying to push too hard and then set yourself back for weeks at a time, you know. Days that I don't get to train in the morning, when I come later in the afternoon, then I definitely feel it in my in my ability. Like I get fatigued much quicker because my batteries are already a bit low by the end of the day. So I hate making that mistake of not timing my things perfectly, or sometimes you just don't have a choice. But I definitely feel better in the morning, and as the day progresses, if I come to gym later, I definitely feel it in my ability. And of course you feel a little bit weaker. Biggest thing that annoys me is the weird feeling in my eyes where I struggle to focus. My eyes feel a little bit heavy and my eyelids feel jittery. So it's best to train in the morning for sure. Another thing that I've noticed is, as I've mentioned, I feel a little bit imbalanced in my muscles sometimes, like one side will work better than the other side. But mainly in my chest, to be honest. Like I felt it in my legs, but it seems like they're right lately. But even now still, I feel a massive imbalance in my chest. I really struggle to get a good pump in my chest as a whole, but the left side of my chest really struggles to engage, and I can feel it when I'm pressing, if I'm trying to press anything, press weights, because it feels like only, I don't know how to explain it, it feels like only part of my left chest engages, and that's why it puts a lot of strain on the muscles that do engage. And my right pec feels absolutely fine. So, you know, these acetylcholine antibodies, the wrong antibodies that we're producing, they're definitely not evenly distributed. I feel like they build up more in some areas than other areas, and that's also why my right eye is always the one that gets tight first. But you're 100%, they don't get evenly distributed. Sometimes you'll just be doing something and you'll be like, it feels so weird, feeling stronger in one arm than the other, or one leg than the other. And yeah, I remember when, I forgot to mention, like when I just started training, during that time where before I got my second major relapse since getting back here, I was doing tricep extensions, and my tricep was not at all as engaged as you can see it now. It was making these ripples, and it looked so weird. Only parts of the tricep was engaging. So that was probably also a good sign to know that, listen, maybe it's not a good time to start exercising again. So definitely also check how your muscles are engaging. And if you can see that they're not engaging really well or feel it, just don't push through. Take some more time to rest. The first thing I did when I started getting back into training, before even doing weights, was swimming. And that was okay. I was still seeing double actually when I was swimming. But that doesn't matter because you just have your goggles on, you just have to swim in a straight line. And at a very low pace as well, because I think you want to also avoid getting your heart rate up too much. Even now, when I get my heart rate up too much, trying to leg press too much or squat too many reps, I also feel in that moment, or a few minutes after that, my eyes are feeling heavy, eyelids jittery, and feeling fatigue much quicker. So definitely avoid getting your heart rate up too much, but I definitely would also recommend a good thing, other than starting with just doing slow walking, consider swimming if a pool is available to you. Just doing a slow controlled swim breaststroke, a little bit of freestyle, chill on your back and backstroke. Just get your body to move. Even then, you'll feel some instability probably in your arms. I remember doing freestyle, and also, once again, my left chest, I could feel was pulling a little bit harder than on my right. But just going slowly and controlled was fine. That didn't cause me to hit a major relapse. So even when I was still having double vision, because I had it for so long, I was able to get back into slow controlled swimming. So I would also recommend trying swimming to get back into the swing of things, before getting into any kind of hectic weight training. So yeah, once again, I would love to do higher intensity workouts, but I'm just not ready. I know I'm not ready to risk that yet. Try to keep the heart rate lower. I probably don't get my heart rate higher than 120 or 130. Maybe it'll get up there after some sets, but generally I'll keep it lower as low as I can while training. Take longer breaks between sets. So that's what's been working for me. Don't be discouraged by the days where you don't feel it. There's been a few days where I just don't feel good and I feel weak and I feel like my condition's getting worse, and I get home and I complain, and then the very next day I'll feel so much better. So like I said, if you're having a bad day, call it a day, go home, eat, relax. You'll have a better day the next day. And when you're finished training, don't forget to thank God that you're still able to train and enjoy yourself, move, and do all these things that so many people don't have the privilege of doing. We're really still so lucky, guys. And it could have been much, much worse. I know a lot of people with myasthenia struggle really, really badly, and that it's much worse for some people than others. But to all of them, keep them in our prayers. But to all of us who are able to keep it under control and still live, mostly normal lives, we should be very thankful, and thankful to God for that. Thank you.
I want to add a few things. I know you don't want me to add a few things. You're tired. Okay. But I really want to say to anyone who's dealing with myasthenia gravis, when you started getting symptoms, I was reading a lot and trying to find cases and trying to see what his prediction is going to be and what to expect and everything. And I saw many people, especially those who's doing physical activities, sportsmen, they were, let's say, giving up on their careers. And it's pity because, yes, you have no choice. You cannot be professional athlete. Like, let's say you're doing basketball or you're doing some other very intense activities in sport. Obviously, probably you cannot continue with the myasthenia gravis. If you have myasthenia gravis, you cannot continue. But there's many people, because this is a channel about the gain balance, right? This is what I'm saying. But you still can do your best if you love sport. I know that people running marathons with myasthenia gravis. They do fitness business. They keep going. Don't give up on your dreams. Scientists, they're working hard on medication and researches and everything. And sooner or later, we'll get some good news from them. We're absolutely positive about the remission. We do believe strongly it's going to happen. We have no doubt. You're a perfect role model to anyone who has myasthenia gravis. You don't give up. You are going to win this myasthenia gravis, and you guys too. Just keep going.
Thank you, love. That was really cool. You see.
Alright guys, so I just want to conclude this video, and it's been a couple of days since I even started making this video, and some things came to mind and I wonder about a lot that I maybe should have said or whatever, but this video is already getting quite long, so I will probably make more on this in the future, and you can message me if there's anything you want to know or give me ideas of what to speak about going forward. But I do want to mention, in terms of supplementing, because that is a question that I've been asked a few times before in dealing with myasthenia gravis. So just a reminder, there's no supplement or anything that we can do that we know of yet that directly improves the neurological connection between your signals from your brain and your muscles. But one thing that does help, at least for me, I don't know if this is going to help for everyone, but it does help for me, and that's why I don't want to say you have to do this because it helps a lot. But because we are limited to the amount of muscle that we're able to engage and use, we might as well try to use that, what's available to us, to the best of our abilities. So that's why I do take creatine. I've taken creatine even before I knew about myasthenia gravis. It's a supplement that I've taken for a long time, but I take it on and off. But now I'll probably keep maintaining 5 to 10 grams a day more consistently, just so that we can provide energy to the muscles, or we can utilize energy in the muscles that are available to be activated and used. We can use those to the best of our ability. And so basically what creatine does is it just allows your muscles in the production of ATP, which basically gives you energy, gives your muscle energy to be used. So let's try to utilize what we have to the best of our ability and also recover it to the best of our abilities. So make sure that your diet includes a good amount of protein so that you're able to recover as best as you can to the muscles that are working and being engaged. And as I said, implement some creatine if you want to. That's at least what I'm doing, to just help the muscles that are activated and then can work on that day. And once again, these antibodies are spreading randomly. That's how I feel about it. I actually don't know if this is a fact, but I know for a fact that in how I feel when I'm training, certain parts are feeling stronger and better than other parts. And another day, those parts that were weak will feel better, and other parts will be weaker. And some days, most of my body will feel fine, and other days, most of my body will not. So the point is, whatever is available to us, let's try and let those parts work the best that they can, and we also recover them the best as we can. So other than that, because our muscles are engaging unevenly and it's hard to predict and know what's going to be working well and what's not going to be working well on different times and days and whatever, it's important to keep the most important areas strong and stable. So for me, that definitely means the core area. So remember, your core doesn't just include your deep stabilizer muscles inside of your core and your abs. It's the whole area around your waist, so your obliques, your abs, but don't forget there's also your lower back, your glutes as well. And everything around the hip area is so important, because our core in our hips, that's the area which connects our upper body to our lower body. Everything revolves around that. So if you have a strong core, at least you'll be able to protect other areas quite well. If one area is weaker than another area, or is not engaging so well, then that area will be more prone to injury if the other areas are also weak. So at least if you have a general strong core, if one area is struggling a little bit that day, the other areas will be able to carry it through. Then hopefully you'll recover a little bit better, and that area will get back to functioning normally the next day or within the next couple of days. And vice versa, other areas might start, getting affected by the condition, but because you have a strong, well-rounded core area around the hips, around the waist, they can work together to help carry your body and move, without discomfort. Anyway, so guys, I know it's hard to get back into training when you're feeling terrible and you feel like you can't even push yourself out of bed. But just a reminder, time heals, and it's only a matter of time until you're going to get back up and running, no matter how tough your condition is at the moment and how much it's affecting you right now. It might take a bit longer for you than for other people to get back up and running, but I want you to know and believe that it's only a matter of time, and you will be feeling back into decently normal condition to be able to be in the gym, walk, start doing some weight and all of that. Just remember that rather take your time, get back into it slowly, do very light weights if that means that's what it's going to take to get back into it. Rather that than go back into a relapse and feel terrible again. But it's important to try as well. Don't give up and decide you're not even going to try and exercise again because you're afraid of falling ill again, or because you've given up and it's demoralizing not being able to do what you might have been able to do before, especially to people that are very active and perhaps athletes, professional athletes especially. This changes a lot. But just remember that it's important to have more muscle. That's why I do encourage people, especially with myasthenia gravis, to add on more muscle, because it just means you have more receptors to receive signals from the brain. More receptors available means that your antibodies won't reach as many, at least ratio wise. So if you don't have a lot of muscle, that means there's less receptors available to get engaged, and those antibodies will swarm more available to you. So it's very good to have more muscle. It'll allow you to not get as fatigued as quickly. I'm grateful to have a decent amount of muscle on my frame, and I think that helped me to push me through some of the most difficult times and allowed me to recover a little bit quicker. But it's still crazy how you can still get to the point where you can't even walk. But I think it takes a bit longer to get to that point. And once you get back onto medication, like I have been, then I think it's also a bit quicker in recovery. But I think for long-term benefits in this condition, absolutely should try and get some good muscle on the frame. Anyway, guys, let me finish off and just say good luck to you. I'm thinking about and praying for all the people in the world with myasthenia gravis, and also for anyone dealing with any kind of health issues. This has really opened my mind up to what people are already going through mentally, who's got some conditions that they're dealing with. And there's people that are dealing with very serious conditions that are deadly and life-threatening. So I'm especially thinking about them as well. And it makes you even realize that this world should be doing, it feels like we should be doing even more to help people that are in desperate need, especially mentally, because it can get very, very tough to go through these things. So have faith that you will go into remission. One of my clients, I won't mention his name, but he's a guy from England, and he had leukemia, and the other day we celebrated 5 years he's been free from leukemia. He's been in remission. So how amazing is that? So I think something very important for this condition is to have, and any condition, is to have true faith that it's going to get better. You got to believe that you're getting better, like you're already better. That's what I like to do. Sometimes I tell myself and my wife that let's even just not even talk about it. Let's just forget about it. And even though I know quite often that I'm not feeling quite good, I'm feeling some side effects, the heat, this and that, the eyes, I just try to forget about it, and I try to just live like I'm normal. And I do feel that helps. So just have faith. It's going to get better. You will get back into training and normal lifestyle, hiking with friends and family. And it just starts here. The biggest thing is in your mind. You have to believe it. You have to believe that you're going to get stronger again and feel better. And what makes this even easier to have faith and to believe is to have a strong relationship with the Lord and in Jesus Christ. But that's definitely what's helping carry me through as well. It's not, being religious is not new to me. I've always been a Christian and believed in Jesus. And I can definitely feel that this is something that I have to go through. You don't have to understand why, but I've accepted that. So I'm going through it, and I know that I can do it because God is with me. So yeah, be positive about it. Don't dwell on it every single day. Be grateful that you're alive and you're able to eat and you're able to still see, even if it is double vision, even if you have to wear an eye patch, you're still here, you're still with friends and family. And find every way possible, even on the most difficult days, find a way to be positive about it. And you will get out on the other end, guys. So yeah, this is it from me. Good luck to you. Once again, feel free to message me. Let's chat about it. And all the best.